Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Putri Dewiyani, Master of Management student concentrating in Human Resource Management, Faculty of Economic and Business, Jakarta State University. In this video, I will present my thesis research entitled The Effect of Workload and a Work Environment on Job Performance through Work Morale Study at National Disaster Management Authority. Previously, I would like to thank Professor Dr. Dewi Susita MSI and Professor Dr. Iketut Ersudiadirta MSI as the supervisor who patiently guided and helped me in completing this research. This study consists of 5 chapters. Chapter 1, Introduction. Chapter 2, Literature Review and Hypothesis. Chapter 3, Research Method. Chapter 4, Result and Discussion. Chapter 5, Conclusion and Suggestion. Chapter 1, Introduction. The background of the problem raised in this study is, demographically, Indonesia is an area prone to disaster, but natural and non-natural disaster, which generally have determined impact with the fatalities, injuries, and missing people. So, the Indonesian government issued Presidential Regulation number 8 of 2008 concerning the National Disaster Management Authority or BNPB, which has the function coordinating the implementation of disaster management activities in a planned, integrated, and comprehensive manner. Based on the 2023 Performance Agreement, the National Disaster Management Authority has 4 strategic targets, as seen in the picture. As a government institution that directly provides service to the community, BNPB is required to have human resources with a good work quality. This is in accordance with one of BNPB's strategic targets, improving the quality of professional, accountable, and transparent disaster management governance. However, based on the 2023 BNPB performance reports, the figures show that there was a decrease in the organizational performance subcomponent from 7.94 to 7.24. Robbins et al. 2016 say that organizational performance is directly influenced by individual behavior in the workplace, including job performance. Based on the governance regulation of the Republic of Indonesia, number 46 of 2011, concerning ASN job performance assessment, it's explained that employee job performance is declared very good if has an escape value equal to or more than 91. Employee job performance value at the BNPB based on data obtained from Bureau Kepegawaian and processed by making an average are shown in the following table. Based on the table, job performance value from 2020 to 2023 can be categorized as good. However, every government organization expects its employee job performance value to be about 91 or very good. Quote from FNB, good work performance shows that employees are able to complete the task even well. The more employees who have high job performance, the organization performance and productivity will increase so that it can continue to develop and advance. The research conducted a short survey distributed to 30 employees in the BNPB environment to find out what the factor makes employee job performance must reach maximum result. with safer choice of variable obtained based on previous research. Based on the result of the survey, researchers are interested in conducting further research related to workload factors, work environment, and work morale on employee job performance at BNPB. The formulation problem is, does workload have a direct effect on a job performance? Does the work environment have a direct influence on a job performance? Does work morale have a direct effect on a job performance? Does workload have a direct effect on the work morale? Does the work environment have a direct effect on the work morale? Does workload have an indirect effect on the job performance, job work morale? And does the work environment indirectly influence job performance, job work morale? This study aims to find out and analyze the direct influence of workload, work environment, and work morale on a job performance, and to find out and analyze the direct influence of workload and work environment on a work morale, and to find out the indirect influence of workload and work environment on a job performance, job work morale, on a BNPB employees. The researcher hopes that this study provides benefit in the form of theoretical benefits. This research is useful for the development of science, especially management science, with a focus on the field of human resource management. And a practice benefit, this research is expected to be a material for evaluating of the implementation of human resource activities, especially for the National Disaster Management Authority. Chapter 2, Automatic Review and Hypothesis. Based on the definition of job performance, from expert opinion and a previous research, can be concluded that job performance is a concept that describes the achievement of positive work results of an individual or group in a carry out for tasks given based on their ability to achieve an organizational goal. Job performance instruments used in this study come from Sutrisno and Hasibuan. The next, definition of workload. Conceptual definition of workload is a negative relationship between a number of employees and the work or task demand that must be completed with a certain specific time. Workload instrument used in this study come from Zaki and Mazzolino, 2016. Definition of work environment. Conceptual definition of work environment is a condition that physical and non-physical in a carry out daily work activities, which include physical, social, psychological, and organizational aspects that positively influence employee working conditions in carry out their duties. Work environment instrument used in this study come from Sudarmayanti, 2010. Definition of work morale. Conceptual definition of work morale is a positive work behavior or attitude by showing willingness and enthusiasm that influence how hard and persistent someone is to do a better job and encourage them to work more productively. Work morale instrument used in this study come from Habibah et al. Next, hypothesis research. Hypothesis 1. Workload has a negative effect on a job performance. Hypothesis number 2. Work environment has a positive effect on a job performance. Hypothesis number 3. Work morale has a positive effect on a job performance. Hypothesis 4, workload has a negative effect on work morale. Hypothesis 5, the work environment has a positive effect on work morale. Hypothesis 6, workload has a negative effect on job performance, job work morale. Hypothesis 7, work environment has a positive effect on job performance, job work morale. Research model. This study used two independent variables, workload and work environment, and one intervening variable is the work morale and job performance as a dependent variable. Chapter 3, Research Method. This study took place at the National Disaster Management Authority, or the NPB. This study used a quantitative method with a causal associative approach. The population is 180 employees. And the sample determination technique used is saturated sampling. Analysis technique, the data analysis technique used in this study is the structural equilibrium model, partial least square, or SAM-PLS. Chapter 4, Result and Discussion. Respondent analysis. Based on the result of the descriptive test that has been shown, it can be analyzed that there are more male respondents than female respondents. This is because the demand of the task of employees in the field required a strong physique so that they can move quickly in helping disaster victims. Furthermore, there are more respondent aged 35 until 39 years compared to the age criteria of other respondents. This is because staff in the field require experienced employees, so that employees with this age range are expected to have sufficient experience and skill in the field. Then, for employee status, it is known that all the employees who work in the field have the status of civil servant. As a civil servant, the opportunity to get promoted is better. From the data, it can be analyzed that respondents who are married are more than the material status of other respondents. This is because respondents who are over 35 until 39 years old are more than other criteria. From the data, it can be analyzed that respondents with undergraduate education status are more than other education status. This is because of the need for supporting knowledge in helping to evacuate disaster victims. Descriptive analysis variable. And this study has four variables: workload, work environment, work morale, and job performance, which will be placed into descriptive analysis using Microsoft Excel from 180 respondents. Descriptive analysis of job performance variables with the highest average value in the statement employees find their own solution when there are problems, with a score 4.28. This shows that when working employees in the field have the ability to quickly analyze and provide solutions to problems that occur, employees are able to adjust to a certain problem condition in the field. Meanwhile, the lowest average value is in statement employees don't ask many questions while working, with a score 3.74. This shows that although employees have a solution to solve problems in the field, they don't want to make mistakes in the making decision and always coordinate with the leaders. Descriptive analysis of workload variables with the highest average value is in the statement, I do too much work. This shows that work in the field, especially in helping with suspect victims, is varied and needs to be completed quickly. This has an impact on the workload received by employees. Meanwhile, the lowest average value is in the statement, I'm tired of having to be nice every day. This indicates that employees who are too tired with the workload they receive will have an impact on the employee attitudes, which are indicated by work trying to be friendly every day. Descriptive analysis of work performance variable with the highest value in the stat is in the statement, I get good communication between employees. This indicates that employees who work in the field have a good communication with other employees in the terms of discussing solutions to problems they are facing due to conditions in the field. Meanwhile, the lowest average value is in the statement, I get good health service facilities support staff. This states that employees who work in the field when a disaster occurs feel a lack of health facilities for them. Although currently our employees already have BPJS healthy insurance, facilities such as routine health checks, such as medical check-up for employees, have never been carried out. Descriptive analysis of work performance variable with the highest average value is in the statement, I obey the rules or regulations that apply in the workplace. This shows that employees who work in the field obey the rules that have been determined by superior from the center. And the lowest average value is in the statement, I enjoy the work that I do. This states that sometimes dynamic work in the field can change at the time, making employees frustrated and not enjoying the work they do. Data analysis. First, analysis of measurement test or author model. The measurement model or author model analysis is carried out to determine how each variable that appears in the form of an indicator related to its hidden variable. Tests conducted include convergent validity, construct reliability and validity, and discriminant validity. Convergent validity is an indication based on the correlation between item score or component score with construct score, which is indicated by the standardized loading factor, which reflects the magnitude of the correlation between each measurement item or indicator with the construct. The auto loading value is above 0.4, so it can be concluded that the indicators are valid. Hi et al. 2017. Next, reliability is a construct indicator that can be considered considering the latent variable coefficient if the value obtained in the index f is more than 0.6, then the construct is considered very reliable. And AV validity is divided as the average of the overall square lots of the construct indicator. The minimum recommended AV is 0.5. The Cronbach alpha value of each variable is above 0.6, so it's declared reliable. And the AV result for each variable are greater than 0.5, so that the AV result has been met. Discriminant validity. The discriminant validity result for each variable are greater than 0.7, so that the discriminant validity result have been met. And then data analysis, structural test analysis, or inner model. The inner model or structural model is tested to determine the influence and the relationship between construct significant value and R-square of the research model. R-square testing is a way to measure the level of goodness of fit of a structural model. The R-square value is used to assess how much proportion of variation in the value of particular dependent latent variable can be explained by the independent latent variable. The R-square result on the work performance variable is 0.96. This means that the proportion of workload, work environment, and work morale or work spirit can affect work performance by 0.96 or 96.9%, which means it is very strong. And then the R-square result of the work spirit variable, work morale variable is 0.66. This means that the proportion of workload and work environment to work morale is 0.66 or 66.6%, which means it is strong. In this study, hypothesis testing used the partially square PLS analysis technique with Smart PLS 3.0 software. The figure shows the PLS model image being tested. So, data analysis. In conducting hypothesis testing, researchers use the direct effect analysis and indirect effect hypothesis tests, which are useful for testing the hypothesis of the direct and indirect influence of an independent variable on the dependent variable through the intervening variable. A hypothesis is testing using a statistical value technique using an alpha degree of 5%. So the critical value of the t-statistic is more than 1.96, and the probability value is 0.05. Based on the conclusion, the level significance of the hypothesis can be accepted if the statistic value is more than 1.96. The result of the direct effect hypothesis test is as follows. Hypothesis 1 rejected, hypothesis 2 accepted, hypothesis 3 accepted, hypothesis 4 accepted, and hypothesis 5 accepted. The result of the indirect effect hypothesis tests are as follows. Hypothesis 6 accepted, hypothesis 7 accepted. Chapter 5, Conclusion and Suggestion. Based on the formulation of the problem that has been explained previously, this study has several conclusions based on the result of the hypothesis test as follows. Workload has a negative but not significant effect on job performance, which means that excess workload doesn't have an impact on the employee job performance. The work environment has a direct positive and significant influence on work and on job performance, which means that a good work environment will have an impact on increasing the job performance. Number 3, work morale has a direct positive and a significant effect on the job performance. Number 4, workload has a direct negative and significant effect on the work morale. And number 5, work environment has a direct positive and significant effect on work morale. Number 6, workload has a negative and a significant indirect effect on the job performance or work morale, which means that the more workload given to employees will have an indirect impact on a decreasing job performance. So, and the employees' work morale. And the rest, the work environment has a positive and significant indirect effect on the job performance of work morale, which means that the better the work environment provided by agency, the greater the effect of job performance of employee work morale. Furthermore, the managerial implication of this study include agency needs to provide appreciation in the form of reward to employees who actively take in the initiative to make decisions when their superior are not around, because in solving their problem, they have limited time to think because they have to help disaster victims quickly. Number 2, agency needs to provide additional staff to help and provide clear job description for each employee so that employees in the field then do multifunctional. Number 3, agency needs to provide facilities that meet the needs of employees working in the field so that it doesn't interfere with them in carry out their work. Number 4, agency needs to further review regulations that are accorded with the standard operating procedure but don't burden employees working in the field so that they will feel comfortable when working and not stressed when working in the field. And suggestion, agency needs to provide policy for making decisions with the employees in the field if action must be taken quickly and a communication with the superiors in hampered, but must still be in accord with the standard operating procedure provided by the agency. Number 2, agency needs to make change to the holiday schedule needs for employees. There is no need for forced work to be complete until everything has to end with the same team member, but to roll it over with a new team that is still physically and mentally good. Number 3, the agency needs to provide doctors who continuously monitor the activities of employees and treat employees to check the physical and mental health of employees every day. Number four, agency need to provide mental training to employees before they work in the field. With the experience of dealing with the problem in the field, their mentality will become customer and their anxiety will decrease. Thus, the video of my thesis research. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.